With the markets causing some concern to people because of the downturn, I wanted to have a more detailed look. This, you can see, is the S&P 500. And you can see from this indicator here, which is a measure of momentum, it really is unprecedented high levels. It's now tracking lower, and we can see that the price is moving lower. When that happens, you would expect continuation of falls. So would I expect this to continue falling? Well, at least for 1, 2, maybe 3 months, and maybe on a fair case scenario, we'll be back to where we are in 3 months. You can see sometimes if it falls below the signal line, then it can go substantially lower. But again, it resumed back within 3 months. Now, 3 months is a fair period over which I think it could go back to where we are now. The best case scenario would be happens within a month. The worst case scenario is it takes substantially longer. We could have several months, as we had in 2015, where the market just goes sideways. Several months, well, actually over a year, where it goes sideways. And given the current valuations, that wouldn't necessarily surprise me at all. What about the short term? Well, this is the weekly chart of the S&P 500. And you can see here, it really is, on this MACD, falling off quite sharply. Can you see how that's falling off a cliff there? Now, in the past, when it's fallen so steeply and is below the dotted or its signal line, what tends to happen is those falls tend to last for quite a while. So like I said, at least a few weeks, as you can see here, and then takes you back to where you were a few months later. So again, it is consistent with the theory. It's going to take 3 months or so to get back to where it was. If we were to look at the daily chart, which I don't tend to because it's very short term, but that sort of, it says, yes, we've got all these wobbles and wibbles, but it's really the weekly chart. And yes, you might say, well, is that uptrend broken or not? Alpesh, is, how do you want to draw it? Do you want to draw it from here? Is that uptrend? That's not a very good uptrend, is it? You could argue it's broken. I'm less bothered about the nature of that upward trend. What I am saying is I would, if you put a gun to my head, say it's going to drop for at least another month. It's a fair evaluation, the most likely scenario, and then we'll rebound back up. And be to where it is maybe over a 3 month period. Maybe, basically pretty much January the 1st, we'll be back to where we are now, would be a good estimation. I'm not saying it won't be better or worse than that, could be either way, but that's my most likely scenario on the data I have available at the time of recording, and I reserve the right to change my views as more information comes in. But that's how I see things at the moment. Okay.